everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. It's such a nice day today and it's supposed to get super cold. By the time this video comes out, it probably will be. And I want to talk about something today. We made a mistake with the listing and really underlisted. Well, I'll tell you the whole story, but I've had some shady returns as well. But I want to talk about the buyer side and the seller side and ask you a question, ask you what you would do in these situations. And I think it's going to be interesting. I think that since eBay allows people to cancel orders willy-nilly, it's not as clear-cut as people might think. And we've got some cool sales. Let's go take a look. So the item that I'm talking about, I have it on the bottom of my list, but I'm going to pull it out a little bit sooner. But I'm going to talk about some returns that I got just this week. Two of them that were both, just didn't like it or whatever, something like that. And I got them back and, I had a hard time refunding that money. And I don't mean a hard time refunding it for the dollar amount, just because it just seemed a little bit shady to me. But, I could be wrong. And I've had multiple people cancel orders right after they buy it. And that'll kind of relate to what I want to talk about with this other item in just a minute. Snap-on hat right here. Bought this at a sale in Florida in November. And this one right here is pretty good. Snap-on stuff sells well. Put a 5% off offer on it. $23.70 plus shipping. I'm going to show you one more and we'll get into the topic here. This one surprised me. I got to be honest with you. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Oh, here it is. Phones have been a staple of my store for a long time. I've been buying and selling these for 20 years. And yellow does okay, but there's been a real slowdown in the touch tone ones for me. And maybe they're picking back up. This is AT&T because this one sold. I usually pick them up for $1 or $2 or sometimes $5. If it's a cool color, even more. $36.99 plus shipping. All right, let's start with this one. I had somebody buy a sewing machine the other day and then they canceled the order a few hours later. And, that stuff happens, right? But they have the ability to do it. They can cancel an order. They have the ability to, to do the INAD, item not as described, ship it back. A lot of folks know that they can do that even if it is as described. I had a clock the other day that got sent back to me. It was sold as new and they said there were scratches on it and it wasn't working. Well, we got it back and it looked perfect, and we're testing it. I'm going to test it later on to make sure it was working, but it was brand new. There was nothing. There was no corrosion, no nothing. It was still had the plastic thing on top of it, and I don't know about that one in particular, but I've had two clothing items, one early in January and then one just recently. So we've had these returns lately, and we had done pretty good for a January. Just had a few at the beginning and I think one at the end. And they sent back a brand new sweatshirt. Had the tags on it. It was excellent condition and said, I just didn't like it. The quality wasn't good. And they thought it was used. I'm like, it's got the tag on it and there's nothing wrong with this thing. And of course, on an INAD, you got to return that shipping money and all of it. And it's like, golly, this is a little disappointing. And then we had an item that my wife listed. This is something I love, backgammon pieces and backgammon sets, but it was a nicer one, much nicer than I usually pick up and part out. And I saw it sell and I'm like, oh my gosh, that went for not enough money. But we listed it that way, we meaning my wife. And my wife's really good at this. Like, this might happen once in a blue moon, and sometimes I make big mistakes, but this was a $50 to $100 backgammon set that got listed for $18.95. She doesn't know backgammon like I do. She's like, yeah, I almost asked you about that one because I couldn't find an exact comp. But that's all right. She puts stuff out for more money than I do and gets it sometimes. So I'm not complaining about my wife at all. She's amazing. But I thought to myself, this is one I really want to cancel. And it happened right at the same time that all those other things started to happen. And I'm like, man, sellers are getting the job here, and the buyers are just getting away with everything. And it's like, well, okay. So I'm going to show you that item really quick. I'm going to pull it up from the bottom of my list to the top. And let me tell you, it could have been a much bigger mistake. And I'm going to ship it out. And I think that's the right thing to do. But I told her, I said, this model actually with the exact same case and everything. Let me go show it to you. It's all the way back here. There is this model with this case and this handle with the key that actually comes with the Bakelite pieces in it, and those can go from, you know, $200 to $650. And I'm thinking to myself, what if this happened with that? Would I take a $600 loss on that? And is it the right thing to do to ship it out anyway? So let me show you this one. Now these look like Bakelite, but they're not Bakelite right here. They are definitely not. So, but they kind of look like it, right? A lot of people list them as Bakelite and they're not. And the Bakelite ones are heavier and denser and all kinds of stuff. But it's a really nice set. The last one that sold exactly like it sold on auction for $49.95, had one bid. So to me, that, you know, this is a listing for probably, I don't know, 50 to 100. I would have probably listed it for $100, and I probably would have got it. So give you an idea, it's in decent shape. It has the keys in there and everything, the cool old dice. And so that exact set just sold for 50, like I said, on auction. I mean, I normally take a regular run-of-the-mill backgammon board game and can make more than I made on this one. And I got it super cheap, so I'm making money. So that's not the issue. This should have gone for more, but I'm going to ship this one out. But where would you draw the line, right? Let's say it should have been listed for $189.95, and you accidentally, you know, put $18.95. You know, should we have the right to cancel an order as a seller? I think, you know, I think within reason we should. And I know a lot of people out there in the comments are going to say, no, you know, you listed it, you screwed it up, you ought to eat the cost and whatever. Okay, that's fine. And I get that. And I tend to agree with that to some degree. But man, buyers aren't held to that standard, and they can return stuff and lie and cheat and steal and do whatever. So I'm just curious what you think. Or where's that threshold? You know, if it's $100 off or something, you made a mistake. Are you eating it every time? If it's $1,000, are you eating it every time? I did this with a buy it now item one time. I meant to put it out on auction for 99 cents, and I started it as buy it down. Somebody bought it immediately, and I did cancel that one. I did. It was a $200-300 item. So let me know what you think down below. Makes me think of garage sales, right? If I was at a garage sale and I got something super cheap, they didn't know what they were selling it for or whatever, and I get home, you know, should they have the right to come to my house and say, no, you got to give that back to me? So it's, you know, there's some not clear stuff here. And same thing, you know, you buy at a garage sale and you pay up for something and it doesn't work, you're not going to go back and get a refund. So it's just kind of a moving situation, and I'm just curious for your input down below. This Borderlands set actually goes for pretty decent money. You know, I was a little surprised that we could get this much for it, but I'm trying to remember what we got for it now that I'm talking about it. I think, let's see, let me go look at my list, make sure. $24.95 for a Borderlands triple pack plus shipping. How have your returns been lately as well? Have you got any of those just didn't like it ones? I've got a few of those, and I don't send the original shipping on those, and sometimes I'll make a deduction if it's, you know, a big item and it's cost me a bunch to ship or something, and I have no problem doing that. This one right here, this is pretty cool. This is a viewer sale. We haven't had nearly as many viewer sales lately. Like, we're about 10% of our sales viewers over the last month, but we had a bunch today, so thank y'all very, very much. This is an orange mushroom, obviously. It is, I'm trying to see the brand name. There's no brand name on this one. But this one sold for $40.50 plus shipping. It's super light and awesome. I love that. This one went to Bradford. Thanks for all the great advice. Love your channel. You have an incredible family. Well, I agree. I do have an incredible family. So I appreciate that very much. And this, a little family too here on Commonwealth Flipper. Like I always say, this is my favorite of all the social media we do. I love talking to eBay resellers and static sellers, and it's just who I am at heart. So anyway, thank you, and that one's pretty cool. I really like that thing sitting there. Now there's a blank spot there, so I don't think the Easter Bunny will sit there. I don't think there's enough space, so I'll have to find something to put over there, and I'm now wandering and don't remember what the next item is. All right, now I do. It is a Ray Dunn item, and Ray Dunn is not the best, y'all. It can really sit around for a while. I think it's the Haunted House. But I got them super cheap, and I thought, we'll sell them over on Dibdit at Halloween or something, and I listed them anyways. And I probably wish because none of them have sold up until right now. But this Ray Dunn Haunted House did sell, and it sold for $21.95 plus shipping. And it says it's a 5% off for using code Commonwealth. So this one's probably a viewer sale as well. And the decision was to put two together. I just remembered this, because the sell-through rate's not terrific. So to get it up a little higher, to put 2 in 1, give them a little better deal, share shipping prices, is how we got that one done. All right, like I said, a lot of viewer sales today. And this one, Bill, thank you, Bill. Cool little lot you picked up. This, I bought this actually on a district marketplace live. I was supporting my buddy Tim over the years, and I got it for a couple of bucks. I'm like, dude, that thing is awesome. And I looked up comps, and it really was awesome. And there's not many listed, not many sold, but I figured somebody would grab it eventually. And they did. This is Magpie. It's like Heckle and Jekyll sawdust stuffed animal figure in perfect condition. Just awesome. And this one sold, what did this sell for? $35.95. And there were some comps out there at the time that were even higher than that and not as in good a condition. But just looking at the sell-through, I'm like, yeah, I don't, I got it so cheap. So that one is cool. I've got 2 other cool ones right here. This one's been sitting here for a while. Jack-o'-lantern Black Cat. I think this one sold for like $24.95. I gotta move this. There, I put another Black Cat over there. Take that space. I'll have to find something else. And find something for here. This is a neat little Halloween piece right there. I love that one. Also in great condition. This is a good little Halloween. Look, they got black, and this is good stuff. And then they bought another Halloween item as well. $24.95 for this one plus shipping. Of course, shipping will be combined on 3 items. So, Bill, thank you. That was incredible. And like I said, normally 20% of our sales are to viewers. And a lot of that stuff would sell anyways. But it sure is nice to have that support. And that's kind of, well, I don't want to get into that right now. What's the last item? It is, I don't know where the last item is, so I might have to dig for it. It's probably in the glass bin or out. You know what? It's in the other shed. All right, we are headed to the other shed. That's Jess's Jeep, not mine. I don't spend that much money on a car. But she hasn't been here too much with us lately, so we're happy to have her for a day because Dibdit is just blowing up. And I'm like, we have got to get this live stuff organized. So she's been working on that all day. All right, say hi to Jess. Hi, Jess. All right, ooh, that's a big one. I didn't think it was that big. And he got this, I guess it's probably blown glass pumpkin. This is a cool piece, y'all. Remember that video? And it's got tons of watchers at like $600-700, and I can't get it sold. So somebody make me an offer for like $500. Really cool. Oh, it's not blown glass. It lights up though. So Bill, thank you very much. You made my day. And today's viewer sales way up, like 30-40% of the sales. So incredible. Appreciate that. That's a cool lot. What is your typical thing that you do when you get a return when somebody says they don't like it? Some people have a restocking fee, some people don't offer free returns, but when they open the INAD thing, you got to do it. But what about those times where it's like, I just didn't like it? See, I offer free returns. So at that point, you got to do it. But if somebody is opening a return item not as described and they send it back and it's exactly as described, we got an issue. The other thing with that new sweatshirt is they ripped the tag off of the dumb thing. So now it's no longer new. And I'm wondering, I haven't got that one back yet. So I'm wondering if this is a switcheroo kind of thing. I doubt it. Some people will take the tags off of something immediately when they get it. But it's certainly not sellable as a new item. It sold for $45, so it was a fairly hefty item out there. Bill, you want me to throw in a real Black Cat in that lot? I know some people say don't sell, mall brand stuff and, middle of the road clothing, but there are a lot of folks out there who are willing to pay, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks for a nice, this thing's flawless. Nice, this Tommy Hilfiger jacket, right? They're willing to pay for it because if they want something like that, it's not extravagantly out of their price range. They can, brand new, you're going to pay a ton of money for this thing. And so if you get it cheap enough, I think I probably paid $5 or less. I probably paid less, to be honest with you, for this. And you put a good price on it. Right there at the market or just below on those brands that aren't like insanely good, you're going to get a sale, $28.95 plus shipping. It's always a good day when I can get a pair of shoes out of one of my shoe bins because I don't sell shoes very fast. This is a pair of kids' Kyrie Irvings. And I like selling kids' shoes. I don't know why. I guess because they take up less space. Bin 1, bin 2, bin 3. But I used to have bin 4 and bin 5. So I sell a lot less shoes than I used to. Because it's not my passion, but hey, there you go. Some Kyrie Irving used shoes. Same thing along the lines of this, right? You can get a good deal, $19.95 plus shipping. Next one is something that I almost didn't list, but I ended up listing it in 2 lots, and we've sold them both. It's heavy, but they're square and easy to ship, and I can't carry this camera and pick them up, so I'm going to go grab them and come back. So this one got me thinking about 2 things. One, first was I almost listed these all on Commons. You know, it's a wholesale marketplace. There's always somebody looking for something like this. Maybe it's a private school or something doing a lunch. I don't know. I don't know who wants this stuff, but we've sold 2 lots of it now, and we've got decent money, $45 each time we sold them. So 2 of them, and they were free to me. So, you know, they're heavy, but you put them in a box and you ship them out. They're not going to break. Easy money. The other thing was a question that came across the other day. Somebody said, hey, I pre-package all my stuff, and I weigh it out and measure it out so I can do calculated shipping, make sure I don't lose money. And, you know, what is your suggestion about that? And I was like, I would not do it. I actually used to pre-package some stuff up, but the space that something takes when it's pre-packaged it's double sometimes the space that it would take if it's not packaged. Sometimes more, depending on what the item is. And on top of that, a lot of times you need to get back into an item to check something somebody's asked about, and you got to open the package and whatever. The only thing I ever pre-package at this point is stuff we list as lots on Shop Commons. That's it. And there's a dedicated space, and it's pretty limited inside the eBay cave in there. Is there anybody out there who does that, who pre-packages everything up? And so they asked me, you know, how do you know how much something's going to weigh and how big it's going to be if you don't do that? And my answer is, I guess. And I use flat rate shipping, that I preset everything standard shipping, and I put a price on it. And every once in a while I lose some money. But most of the time I make a little bit of money, and it evens out over time. Plus, calculated shipping, unless you're passing on that discount, is going to show big items like that. It's going to show an enormous price for shipping, way more than you actually pay. And so you're going to lose some sales for that. So I don't pre-package, but I am curious, how many of you do pre-package? This was a pretty cool item right here. Chicago Bears Logo 7 Athletic. I got this at a campus-wide yard sale. That's something that some people, if you live in university towns, a lot of times universities have campus-wide yard sales at the end of the school year, and a lot of seniors want to sell off stuff instead of move it, and vice versa, and all that stuff. So this one was laying on the ground in a giant pile of clothing, and they wanted $3 a piece for everything. And I dug through and I found 6, 8, 10 things, something like that, that were good. This is one of them, so I paid $3 for it, and I sold it for $29.95. This is the 3rd viewer sale today, so thank you to Pamela. I know you're flipping hot finds. She says, I've been eyeing this for a while. Thought I would patronize your store for my sales on District Commons and Ball and Brush. That's awesome. So you sell over there. I guess you're saying since you've made sales over there, you're thanking me. That is very kind of you. District Commons is shopcommons.net is our wholesale marketplace, and Pamela sells over there. Go Bears! I think my Bears might be great this year. Great? I don't know. Hey, Washington turned it around pretty quick. Maybe they can too. It's funny how we both love the teams from where we were born and raised. I like the Rams. I was born in Southern California. So anyway, Pamela, thank you, and thank you for selling over there. And you sell on Bottle and Brush. And those, we're starting to make some sales over there too. It's a brand new marketplace, bottleandbrush.com. It's owned by my wife and Dave's wife and by Lady Arbitrage. So it's pretty cool. We're hoping to build it, and I'm not doing much work over there because I got my hands full. But the ladies are, so thank you. This next one's pretty cool. It's an old flashlight, and this is one that my wife listed and probably got more than I would have listed it for, but it is cool. Look at this old flashlight with that globe on top. It's not working. I think there's a little rust on the coils inside, but it is super cool. Somebody's not going to buy that to use it anyway. Home art? They'd buy it for a display or something, I don't know. But this one sold for $23.75. I love digging through bins and finding something like this in like a dollar bin and making a little bit of money. Plus, it just is cool. I love old stuff. $23.75 plus shipping. Next item is one of the oldest items in my store. It was already on discount, and then somebody asked, I was on 30% discount, and then somebody asked for, you know, a cheaper price, and I'm like, yeah, it's been here forever. Let's sell it. It is a Storykins doll. I think it's Goldilocks. 1967. So it has been around a long time. And we've dropped the price and dropped the price. So I'm glad it's gone, I guess. $5 plus shipping. Next one should be in Mountain Treasures bin down here. And this is going to become our polish and brush bin eventually, because my wife's gonna do all the cosmetics and stuff over on polishandbrush.com. But this one was listed already. We weren't gonna unlist it. $23.70 for Downtown Brown lipstick. We have two of them, or one left, I should say, but I think we've sold a bunch. It's not a bad little price when you pick this stuff up super cheap like that. All right, next one we did an auction on, so this would be the 4th viewer sale. It's a charity auction. We were doing this one's going to St. Jude. I believe this one was in Joe Deal's honor for his child has been having some issues, and St. Jude has really been treating them right. So we made a big auction and we put it all out there, and the money directly got sent to St. Jude. So thank you. And I'll thank whoever bought it in a minute, but it's the mug. Actually, this isn't right. It's not this mug. It's this mug over here. I gotta make sure I send you the right stuff. This one right here, which we don't sell anymore on Shop Commons. Or Shop Commons. I got too many things I'm doing. On CommonwealthPicker.com. So that, I know this was part of it as well. I think there was a bag. I think one of these canvas bags. Hold on, let me look. Yep, I've got a canvas bag. Part of this auction as well. We had this ornament, part of this auction as well. And then I think we had a black light and some stickers. And the black lights are all gone. I think there's one left. So we got a Commonwealth Picker black light. So thank y'all. We just do that with merch sometimes for charities. I forgot one more thing here. We put a little ornament in there as well. That's cool. So it allowed us to get Inaman in the title, because this is branded Inaman and the rest of this is not. Trademarked, it's Enema Man and all that stuff. So thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. And I'm going to thank Grant for that. So we really do appreciate your help in supporting St. Jude. All right, we got some dogs and we got Turner in here doing some jokes and some Commonwealth comedy. What's your joke?
Who always has a date for Valentine's Day?
Who always has a date for Valentine's Day? I don't know who.
A calendar.
Do you have a date for Valentine's Day?
No.
No.
I don't want one.
All right, these dogs are fighting. Thank you, buddy.
See ya.
All right, so I got Reagan. I got a couple of pooches here. And you got to thank one person.
Linda got an Enema Man.
An Enema Man, which is that one right there on CommonwealthPicker.com. And really quick, before I let Reagan go, wanted to thank ABC Matt. The hat I have on my head, he just sent me this one and this one. I love this hat. I wear it all the time. And he sent me another one because it's getting dirty. And he sent cards to the kids, which was really nice. Turner stole them all from Reagan. And what else? Oh, he sent the shirt I'm wearing in the earlier part of this video. And he also sent me a Garfield shirt. How cool is that? So, what are you laughing at? The dogs? The dogs. Are they fighting?
Mama wants to.
Want more treats.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.